Well, if you take a look at the screen, you know what we're going to do today. I don't know if this is the full game or not, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is the Knights of the Black Lodge. Well, that was really nice. That's the ending theme to the Record of Lodoss War OVA. This is Gray Fox 37.
And Pikachu23.
And today we're going to play the Record of Lodoss War Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. In Wonder Labyrinth, that's such a play on words. Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland. Okay, that's enough crappy singing. So before we begin, and we'll put a link in the or not a link, but a timestamp in the description as to where the game begins. If you just want to skip past this crap here, it was just a little something that happened before we were going to start. Before we were setting up to start playing.
It was very special.
I had two people knock on my door today. One dude was basically saying like mattress, and I'm like, what? And then he's like, it's supposed to be 2010, not 2012. Sorry about that. And I'm thinking like the guy was dusty looking, and I was thinking he looks dusty.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was either a vagrant or he just found something on Craigslist and made a mistake, but whatever. The second person basically came in wearing their mask, the COVID-19 sanitizer mask, as I'm now calling them, and was just basically asking about a survey on medical marijuana. Now, overall, I don't really have a problem with medical marijuana or anything of that nature there. I don't have a problem with marijuana in general. If it's regulated properly like alcohol is, and, if you're, like, driving impaired or anything like that, you obviously get penalized or busted or whatever, depending on how much is in your system. I'm ultimately fine with it. I used to be against it, but then I realized, it's probably one of the most harmless, it's probably one of the least harmful, there we go, drugs out there, basically. I mean, it's not crack or cocaine or anything of that nature, or PCP or heroin. But regardless of that,
Coke! Yeah.
But regardless of that, I mean, it's got to be regulated if that's going to be the case there. But ultimately, though, she was also talking about early release. Early release, I know they're basically I asked her to elaborate. I kind of had a feeling I knew what it was, and it was what I thought it was. Basically letting people out early for, abusing marijuana or things of that nature. I'm kind of iffy about that, and here's the reason why. End of February, our apartment complex basically had a gentleman who decided to smoke marijuana. And, I mean, I know not everybody who smokes pot does this, but he basically dropped a blunt and onto something that exploded and basically caused the windows to just crash out of the apartment and burnt a good chunk of it. Now, 2 months later, the apartment is fine. None of us got hurt, fortunately. Two people downstairs up to 6 people got displaced to hotels, basically. A guy that we have as a nodding acquaintance just finally came back last week. But basically, it was just this massive fire, and it was really scary and whatnot. So, I was sitting there, so I was kind of sitting back, and I'm like, I should have played with that woman. I just should have had some fun and been like, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you realize, but marijuana was the reason why we had a fire, and you know, I'm not going to vote to legalize marijuana because marijuana caused a fire here. And then, you know, if she wouldn't think like, oh, it's just the person using it. Yeah, well, you know, there's gun violence out there, but the gun didn't cause it. The person who had the gun did. I was going to kind of go off like that and see what direction she goes in. But that's the point I'm trying to make there, basically. You know, we didn't blame the marijuana cigarette, obviously, for causing the explosion. It was the intervening cause for causing the explosion and the fire. But the person who basically was irresponsible with it was the lazy, no good hippie. I saw a picture of him. He looked like a scruffy hippie, you know, and basically he was the cause of it. So it's the same token, you know, it's the same token with guns there. You know, it's like when a car accident occurs, like a DUI or something of that nature, we don't blame the vehicle, we blame the person who drove it. But when shootings occur, we don't blame the person, we blame the gun. Oh, but cars and marijuana have different uses. Yeah, guns have different uses too. Protection and also hunting. Yeah. Like if you're in the middle of nowhere and you need to eat and things like that, you got a pistol, you gonna kill an animal so you can eat? Hopefully you do, but
I would hope so.
What do I know?
We should have you yell at your gun on camera.
Yell at my gun on camera?
Yeah.
When I get my Glock 20, we'll definitely have to do that. Get off the table and shoot! Shoot! Showtime! Then everybody will be like, oh, you're so abusive to your sister. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I started it. Listen to
exactly.
that.
First she started, fuck you, it's an act.
Yeah.
It's an act that proves an ironic point. But anyway, that's a little rant we wanted to do before we begin. So, anyway, let's get to the fun stuff now. So basically, Deedlit and Labyrinth, Ardith basically told me about it, and I briefly heard about it on some YouTube pop-ups, and I was kind of checking it out. I haven't really checked it out. I've only seen probably like 10 seconds of gameplay, and I was like, oh, Symphony of the Night kind of style. Now there's tons of Metroidvania. This is a Metroidvania game, but there's tons of Metroidvanias out. Ooh, pardon me. I just had breakfast about 15 minutes ago. I know it's like it's a little after 2 p.m. I slept till like 12:30. A long week of work so far. But as I digress, basically, Deedlit and Labyrinth is a Metroidvania game. Now, when I saw like kind of like the graphical style, I was thinking at that point Symphony of the Night because the graphic style kind of reminded me of it and whatnot. Ultimately, I'm kind of hoping that it sticks to great gameplay fundamentals. Like, we'll get some, you know, bonus things like double jump or being able to fly or things of that nature. Because, you know, she is a wind elf, basically. Oh, she brought her kitty doll. Because Deedlit is interconnected to the elements, obviously. So hopefully we can get things like water, wind, you know, things of that nature, like nature spells, things like that. Hopefully she can get different types of swords and stuff like that, you know, gain experience, level up. You know, there's some where basically they're just like, it's kind of like Metroid where it's like, find this energy tank, this will boost your energy. I like that, that's fine. I don't mind doing games like that. I ultimately do like level systems like Bloodstained had, so I'm hoping it has that kind of level system with it, and it's not like kind of like a Zelda Troid, as I'll call it like that. But I mean, even if it is, I mean, as long as the gameplay is good, it's an indie developer. So hopefully, you know, indie developers I'm iffy with these days, and the reason being is because a lot of them like to put their own agenda in it, and if you're saying that's bullshit, fuck off. You know, play that Time Spinners game and you'll see what I'm talking about. Basically, they decided to put identity into it and things of that nature, like sexual identity. It's like, I don't give a fuck about all this. I really don't, but... You know, or even like, you know, massive developers do it, but indies are kind of notorious, sometimes are kind of like half and half with it. There's some indie developers that are really good and are just like, oh, we just want to make a game. Others are just like, oh, I'm going to put, you know, my evil political agenda in this, or my identity and gender in this, and things like that. Hopefully they just kind of stick to the record of Lodoss War Fable, because that's all I really give a damn about. I just want to play an anime game with, you know, hopefully the classic characters in it, like Parn and Ato and Slain and whatnot. Hopefully Piratus is in it too, because she's hot, but you know, it's a whole different can of worms there. But ultimately, if you've never seen regular Lodoss War, it was an anime that was made in 1990. It's an amazing RPG style anime that deals with these 6 heroes that are ironically enough taking part in what 6 heroes from the past had done, saving Lodoss. So there you've got like swords, sorcery, magic, elves, obviously, dragons, dark lords, evil weapons, good weapons, knights, kings, queens, and even an evil witch. It's just really, really awesome. It's got it all. There's been like
elements of a good story.
Oh yeah, great plot in it. Yeah. Basically, it takes you basically get to watch Parn as he develops from just like his father was Tessius was a knight that basically was apparently thrown out of the Knights of Valis for committing some kind of disorder in the ranks. But then later on, you find out there was more behind it. Parn wants to strive to be a holy knight, and he just gets swept in a whole lot of stuff. So originally it's basically against the island of Marmo with the evil Emperor Beld against Fawn, the King of Valis. But then there's just different things that take part up to this ending that is just so epic. The soundtrack, which that was the ending theme for all of the OVAs, the soundtrack's brilliant. Mm-hmm. As you can see, it's beautiful. It's really well orchestrated. Hopefully they have some good songs in the game too. That's what I'm hoping. It's an amazing anime, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. Now, the TV series Chronicles of the Heroic Knight, the animation's been kind of like downplayed in it. There's like new people in it and things, and there's like a few things that are pretty cool that you discover, and then there's a few things where you're just like, meh. I wasn't really a big fan of it, especially like if you watch it in English. The dubbing's awful in it. Now, the dubbing in the OVA is really good, but in the TV series, forget it. But yeah, the OVA is the way to go. They did have Super Nintendo games for it that never reached America, but there's been fan translations where you take control of Carla. Basically, he/she exists in no body and whatnot. If you've seen the series, you know what I'm talking about. We'll see if Carla's in this, but it's just a really amazing OVA. 13 episodes. I had the original VHS dub. I now have like the dual language DVD. I've had that for a couple years. The dubs and subs on the dialogue are just so nearly similar, so it's just great. So you can watch it either way, and you'll get great voice acting from both ends. And normally I don't support dubs, but Record of Lodoss War was definitely an exception. Also, over the weekend we recently started doing an anime marathon. Mm-hmm. We watched Black Butler. That was an impressive dub, minus that annoying female maid. Yeah, but that was a really good dub there. So I was impressed with that.
Very creepy.
Now we started watching that Index of Magical something or other, and that was Boku's choice.
A magical index.
A certain magical index. Thank you. And I didn't really like a few of the voices, especially when I realized that Index was voiced by Monica Rial. I also didn't really like the fact that a lot of the characters in that were lolly, but that's me and my perverted need for bust. But whatever. I mean, as long as it's got my interest. I'll tell you that. It's usually not my style of anime, but it's got my interest. We watched Cardcaptor Sakura, and Pikachu watched it for the first time in Japanese, so she really liked it a lot more. Sakura!
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in the English version, and some of the translation, it's somewhat similar, but they, did it badly. Like, the banter between the Sakura and her brother is a lot better in English, yeah.
Yeah, and then
the names are stupid in English.
The names are stupid, like Madison and Julian. I mean, yeah, and I just loved how Pikachu heard Yukito's voice, which is Julian.
Wow.
And it's just like, well, yeah, it's voiced by the dude that does Rurouni Kenshin, So I mean, it's no surprise. A lot of Japanese, even in English, that people do male voices with female, like Dexter's voice and Dexter's Lab is a female. Bart Simpson's voice is a female, but they can pull it off. That's the good thing about it. It's the comical relief from it, but then other times it's just kind of like, oh, the effeminate look sort of thing. Which Yukito definitely is. So we're going to be showing like and so what did you show, Fox? I had to show Ishizoku reviewers. We're going to be doing two animes a piece. I was going to show Goblin Slayer. We were going to do like two animes a piece, but we were running out of time basically because there was a lot of delays in our RP that day, which it happens. But we had a lot of fun. But basically, I'm showing Goblin Slayer, but they were just like Paul and or not Paul. I'm sorry, but Ardith and
Boku?
Ardith and you
yes.
begged for Ishizoku reviews, and
I was shocked. Funny.
I was shocked too because I'm just sitting here like, are you going to be able to handle the perversion on that Pikachu? And she did.
Oh, I've seen some of it before.
But she loves
funny stuff in it.
The humor in it. Now when we get to episode 2,
oh dear.
I loved Boku's face after the first episode where he was just like, his face was so faulted and eyes wide, and it's like, dude, I've seen what you're into on your laptop. Don't even play that innocent game with me. Yeah. He's not into anything freaky. He's into some odd stuff like I am and things, but I'm just like, dude, don't even, Boku's a Protestant, and, like I said, I'm not religious myself, but he's a very, very down-to-earth religious person, and I'm happy for him there.
Yeah, if you ask him questions, he will probably, about that, he'd probably answer them. But besides that, he doesn't shove it down your throat.
Exactly, and we don't need to get into a discussion about it or anything of that nature. But yeah, that's why, like I said, I don't have a problem with people that follow religion so long as they're sane practitioners of it. Mm-hmm. And Boku is definitely a sane practitioner of it there. So anyway, that's pretty much what we did over the weekend. Work's been great. I'm getting praised more than I've ever been praised before in my entire work career. I actually ended up getting Employee of the Month, and I've only been there for like a month and a half. Well, how long now? About almost 2.5 months now. And it blew my mind that I got that. I was shocked at that. In 10 years at my previous job, I got like raises here or there, but I never got praised or anything of that nature. And then all of a sudden here, they're just like, when you're in your training and everything like that, it's an extremely hard thing to get Employee of the Month when you're just starting. And I just kind of looked at that like, you've got to be kidding me. So this is like, I guess this is my destiny. I guess this is the entire. It's kind of like Anton Shigra. It's like your entire work career has been building up right up to this point here. That sort of thing. So, but his obviously ended in more of a dark way. But yeah. So anyway, let's get going. Now that we've bantered enough, let's go ahead and get going here. Let's see how this game is.
No, we haven't yet. What are you talking about?
Shut up, Pikachu.
No! How rude!
Shut up, Mokuba.
Why are you so rude?
Alright, let's see. So, they first have this graphical screen. Let's do VSync off.
It's very special.
Full screen. Oh, wait. Maybe I have to use my control pad. Yeah, there we go.
Well, watch while Fox adjusts the lights.
Okay, there we go. Ladybug.
Okay.
Move this off of here. I'm so serious. Yeah, that's the indie group that makes this.
That's funny.
Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. So this is giving me like these arcade chills already. I love this. So let's do key configurations. Let's see. So I can use the joypad. Unfortunately, I'm not using my Pro controller because I forgot to charge it. So I'm using kind of an Xbox controller clone that I picked up from SWS when I was basically getting my laptop battery put in. This baby only cost me $15 too, so that's pretty sweet. So let's see. Use jump. Let's change that to A. Sound tag is A. Let's change that to X. And let me just tell you this: A is actually B, and X is actually Y if you're a Super Nintendo aficionado like I am. So just want to throw that out there.
If you're from the GameCube, just forget it and look at the face.
Yeah, we'll do that. Pause, do that. Let's see. Backdash, fairy change. Oh, LB and right B. You know what I'll do? Backdash is right button, fairy change is the left button. So let's pause. Let's do cancel as A. Shabby. Okay. Just kind of checking everything out here, and we'll apply that. I love how it kind of has that the font style kind of reminds me of kind of like a Mega Man-ish style font.
Cool.
It's just so generic. So let's see, quick game start, key configure. Okay, so I guess they just, and this is Magura Engine 2. Okay. All right, well, let's get ready to rumble, I guess. See what happens here. Oh man, they don't have any music for this screen.
Lame.
Here, let's do the Castlevania one. Okay. The wind blows on. A single bird flies against the wind. And this kind of reminds me of Lufia's text dialogue noises on the Super Nintendo. The wind rattles the branches of the trees.
Uh-oh, how scary.
And if you're new to watching, I'm reading because Pikachu's blind. So stage 1. Okay, so there is a level. It looks like there is level numbers, hit points and magic points at 100. Deedlit's waking up in the middle of kind of like what looks like ruins. Or I mean not ruins, I'm sorry. It kind of looks like ruins. Altar, rocks, blah blah blah. Question mark. I must have fallen asleep. Well, she's animated pretty well. There's like a lot of little things flying around her, which is cool. Where am I? It feels familiar, but I don't know this place. I'm going to have to look around.
Dope. Do you have shoes?
It has the same motion as Alucard does.
Seriously, do you have any shoes?
Boots. Oh, she's holding her arms.
Yes, Breath of the Wild looking at you.
It's sliding, that sucks. Okay, very change. Oh, I was wondering what that little upper corner thing is. That's frames per second, so I'm averaging like 60. That's cool. Oh, awesome! So when you do the backdash, she vanishes for a brief moment, just like they do in the show, like the dark elves and stuff, and she pops around. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm digging it so far, even though she's clearly a advanced palette swap of Alucard. But I mean, I get it. It's kind of like what I said about Marvel and DC. Everything's been done recently. I get it. There you go. Let's see, right here. Oh, then so they got the mini map when you press start. So I'm playing this blind, by the way. I should have mentioned that before. I've never played this before, so this is another blind thing. Next experience at 7, so I'm wondering if there's like this is kind of one of those light or difficult games to get experience. Let's see, I go left or right. What do you think? You can do left or right? Go left. Oh, so you're a lefty.
Sure.
Graphically, it's okay. I like the backgrounds are good, but I think if they're trying to kind of get a cel shaded anime stuff, which is fine. If it's an indie game, hold it down and they just slip through floors. That's what I'm thinking. I'm attack walls too. Oh jeez, I dropped on that goblin there. Goblins in the forest. Got a weapon goblin. Not as strong as a rapier though. It would be cool if you could go or something like that. Let's see, is there currency in this game? Because I'm like collecting gems or something like that. Attack 5.2, so they do percentage defenses and attacks. Okay. That's pretty cool. Percent of the map's been cleared. Oh, agility goes down by 2, but attack goes up 2. Okay, I like to be a little quicker on my attacks. So let's just try out the Goblin Club real quick.
What game is that that you were playing and had like a little guy that provides stuff?
That's strange. I don't know what use this game. It feels so light. Yeah. looks cartoonish, but I mean, it's just oh, here we go. Here's a relic, or I call them relics. It kind of looks cartoonish, to be honest, but let's see what the relic is. Item gets Silk, Spirit of the Wind, nice. Is that your command? Kick ass. A Silk in a place like this, help me, old friend. Hold the A while control the spirit to hover. Oh, cool, okay. Oh, very neat. So I'm flying now.
Cool.
Is it using magic? I don't even see it using magic. Oh, there's the gold. Okay, 74 gold, so you can control it. Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. Fly.
So this is the first part where I've gotten like really excited. So now you got the little specks flying around her. And then you've got her shadow following her, just like Alucard. Oh, so you can save and recover at these statues. Oh, so you just run into them, you don't have to head up or anything. Okay. Yeah, of course. So going left wasn't right on the
Some games don't really utilize that too much sometimes. And I know, but there's nothing.
I walked right into that. Level up. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Attack all the level together. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back and save again since I'm on 2. You just run right into it. You don't have to press a number or anything like that. HP stayed the same. So I don't know if this is the full game. So I bought this for like $13. Hopefully it's a long enough game too. But I mean, some of it obviously, some of the enemies look a little cartoonish, not in a good way, but uh-oh.
Oh dear, that sounds.
Parn!
Ooh, hello. What's that doing?
Music's pretty good. Where did... That couldn't be... It is nuts. Yeah, I do. People get the spear. Agility goes down 1, but attack goes up 4. Let's give it a whirl. This has got to be a demo. These water effects are so fucking ridiculous. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is kind of like a friend meter. I'm sorry, but this is terrible. So this has got to be like an alpha or something like that. Beta. One of the two. God, that was terrible. The designers probably know it too, but yeah. Alright, let's take it here. Now I'm kind of glad I bought this because later on, kind of like Wolcen, where when we bought Wolcen, I saw Wolcen before it came out and it looked really terrible. So yeah. But now like Wolcen's like looking great. It's like even better than Diablo 3, ironically enough. At least in gameplay style. What's this? Item hit. Salamander, Spirit of Flame. Salamander, is that your command? Sound editor, will you help me? How strange this plane doesn't work. Got a weapon, nice. Let's see, attacking down 6, but agility goes up 3. Oh, this is so easy to change between your spirits. That's pretty sick. I like that.
Stuff.
Right?
There's a bunch of trees over here that are in the way. Let's burn these vines. They're trying to eat us.
Just checking to see if that little meter goes down there on the curve now. I think it's kind of a, I think it has like a, kind of a level system.
Government take us through this fire so we can get this.
You can destroy ammunition barrels with the spirit of fire.
Yes, explode.
So you can level up your spirits. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, you can blow up monsters too.
Cool.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I think I'm leveled up a bit, so I'm at 3 now.
Hopefully it doesn't destroy any weapons.
Oh, I think you kind of look too much into things like that. I can't get up there, forgot the name of them, but they would actually like help attack or heal you and shit like that. Your level up, you still stay at 100 health, but your defense go and attack go up little by little. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I guess there's something else we'll have to get later on.
Special key.
Let's see, slave and help you out. We can circle that and help you out with one there. That's cool. Alright, there's gotta be like a key door or something. Oh yeah, there's Undine's gonna be the water spirit. Clubs appearing when attacking or defeating enemies will increase your spirit, or cubes appearing when attacking or defeating enemies will increase your spirit level. Your spirit level is displayed on Deedlit's attack power. That uses magic. Okay. Fire arrows and wind arrows so far. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, I want to get an ice creature to freeze people. That would be fun.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no candles or lampposts to attack. I wish I could do that. I want my castle. I want my Arrows like a
You don't
thief.
really-
Yeah.
You don't really-
See, this is why I love Pikachu so much. He's got good taste. Yeah. The third one's alright, but yeah, the remake, fuck it. You know?
Yeah, go away. Nobody
Go
wants to
away.
see that.
Nobody likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically you take damage with your spirit, all the levels go down, and you have to rack it up. I like that. That's pretty cool. I just kind of wish you could. I just kind of wish you could level up. There's a salamander. You got my level down there. I wish you could. What was I gonna say? Here, let's see. Let's try fire. Guess not. That's okay. I wish you could. I don't even remember now. Crap. Damage for this.
Spirits probably are some cute, actually.
In a manner of speaking.
Message, you can't go that way.
No deal.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out a way to handle that. Oh, even the fire or salamander can have a little power level 3 multi-generator. That's pretty cool. Boy, these spirits are very handy. I like it. Yeah, maybe using the arrows in that little area. Now they got that bow, maybe I can use the arrows on that. Gee, we're glad at least better late than never. Those are pretty heavy too. I like it. Yeah, here's what I was talking about here. There we go. There's the sandbags. They kind of got like these little puzzles here. These little arrow puzzles. It's pretty slick. I like that. Okay, now we can progress. Arrows will ricochet off metal objects.
Nice.
Good to know. Ah, very cool. I like that. That's very ingenious. up on the Switch to unlock it. Let's see, Undine, I believe.
Ooh.
Will-O-Wisp. Oh, Spirit of Light. Oh, okay.
Why is that not the fire? They should call that Will-O-Wisp the fire one. Or I would have had that like the Spirit of Fire. Will-O-Wisp, like, fire wisp.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's pretty nifty. I like that.
Find enemies for you?
Not sure yet, actually. Okay, that's pretty nifty there.
Where the hell did Tarn go?
Yeah.
I guess he
Oh,
apparently
here we
escaped.
go. Slane.
Oh. Are you gonna run away too?
Slane, so this is where you were. You seem troubled. Just where am I? It feels familiar, but I don't know where this is. You'll have to find that answer on your own. On my own? Keep searching and you'll find it. Observe, think, and try. You of all people should know this. Now I shall take my leave.
Is this like a dream?
Slane, just what are you trying to say? Yeah, right. It is Wonder Labyrinth, so maybe it is.
Is there gonna be a white rabbit that pops up somewhere we watch? Or girl dressed as a Cheshire cat or something?
Ooh, that one.
Oh no, how rude!
Alright, so there's a special type of hero. Now let's see how I horribly hate this. Out there. There we go. Aluminum or oleum It's a special type of area. Yes, sir. Oh, it's a double-bladed spear. Plus one. It looks like an arrow, though. So far, nothing great. Oh, that's what shot at me that I just decided to gracefully take.
Oh dear. That's a little bit too easy. Sorry.
Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, okay.
Very special.
Oh, darn it. I'm like thinking, oh, the top of that pillar's a platform.
Okay. I want to go jump on top of the step.
Sometimes those background playthroughs, I mean, there's got to be like a sliding room or something of that nature, like under there right now.
Maybe there's a spirit that makes you do that.
Is that a possibility too? Right, cool. Oh, damn it.
Hopefully that spirit doesn't stay me missing because then you want to shoot it.
A lot of damage there.
No! That's it.
Now, I tell you what, I'll keep attacking this wolf. This imp.
Hi.
Until I get that, you know what I'll do? Until I get to level 3 with my fire spirit, so I can heal me right now.
Hello.
This one hurt me a level 1 too, which is awesome. That was really good because it now made it level everybody up to max 3, so I think I'll do that. There you go, level 4, nice.
Super dash?
No, level 4 in experience.
Oh.
Yeah, level 3 is the max for your spirits there. Grr. Plus this could build up gold for me. Ooh, 3 gold. We're spending it all at once. Well, it casts this energy beam around. I like these walls are or if it lights the lights are close to the game too.
I wonder if it can cast protective barriers on.
Here's the other spot here. Yeah, I was gonna say this place is familiar. And yeah, back to the beginning basically. So okay. Yeah, we did actually. Let's see. I wonder if there's other doors open. I stepped on that platform. Very cool. You can attack down and each time you slowly move. That's pretty awesome.
So are we gonna be stupid bodily drawn bats and it came somewhere?
So I can't get up there because that's just too high.
Can you jump and then hover to get up?
Huh?
Can you jump and then hover to get up?
That's what I was trying to do. That's He's biting me. The motherfucker's biting me. Let's go down here. Oh wait, actually. Oh, here we go.
What's that?
It's Gim.
Hi.
Gim. You're alive as you just saw me shit. I'm so glad to see you. I'm trusting you with the seed of adventure.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm trusting you with the seed of adventure.
Okay, but what does that mean? Is it the spirit?
Buy. Okay.
Oh.
So wait, this is where we can buy.
That was awkward.
What are you buying?
Right,
I'm entrusting you with the seed of adventure.
yes, because we totally know what that means.
Cobalt sword. 400 gold, I could do that. Dragon Buster.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
A new sword designed for killing dragons. Big bow. Frank strength and stream. Dragon Fang bow.
Ooh, cool.
Dragon's Fang. I can almost afford that. Curved bow. It's better. Compound bow. Alright, well, I know what I gotta save up for now. Wait, let's sell actually. I don't think I actually have any. I don't like the M Spear. I don't need the M Spear anymore. So let's see. 17. Dragon thing, if I wanted to compound those a lot better. Alright, well, that's cool. So there we go. We got our cellar now.
Please tell us what this weird scene is. There we go.
You are now in. Oh, cool. We got the Goblin Club again. So I could sell it for just like 50 gold. Holding the door right now. When they keep giving them to you after you solve, okay, so now this is a great, effective way to actually get some gold, but too bad they sell for such cheap shit prices. There's another dog. So yeah, I can, okay, yeah, if you want, I can rack up gold here for a while. Yeah, this is still gonna be like in beta or alpha or something like that. Alright, well guys, sorry about this experience, but I guess I'm just gonna go around here a bit.
Enjoy the really interestingly drawn things. So, can we defeat the wolf by showing it a picture of the wolf that is really badly?
Man!
Yes.
I am the wolf!
Okay.
The flesh of fallen angels. Tastes good on toast. Alright. So I'm gonna just keep farming here and adjust myself laying on my side and my Oh, I wish I had. Oh, God, I gotta sit in the hammer at the edge of the bed here. Excuse me, futon. Oh man, I wish I had my wireless controller. I have no charge. Yeah, you know, we got that, some Capcom beat-em-up games that we've been having
those
fun
are really
with
fun.
too.
Dancing around was great.
Oh yeah.
And they had interesting colored ponies.
Interesting color. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like the yellow one.
At least the red one makes sense.
Everything has to make sense to
Oh, I
Pikachu.
know, right? It's like, are we gonna see Rainbow Dash
Now, don't turn on any Bernie fans there.
Oh, okay. Oh yes, I better stay away from that, oh dear.
And so both those items I'm going for 900 a pop. So I'm at 70. Oh no, it's all good. Levels 178. Yeah, this has got an interesting level or XP chart. Alright, 820. I want to say I'm at 821. Yeah, I'm at 821. Because it almost looks like a 7 there. I was like, what?
The font doesn't look as terrible as the stuff on black and white. What do I want to call her? My friend Kitty says that it looks my friend Kitty from high school. It's gonna be Luke's screen name. It's a personal joke.
You know what? I need to wheel my gaming chair out here, actually. Snag that. It's right in the dining room. I need to move, if you don't mind. Sorry for the pause here.
No!
Do it!
You're a horrible person.
Do it.
Make me move.
Do it.
No! Why did you do that? Why?
Because I forgot to charge.
Awful person.
Yes, I know. Sue me, dickhead. Are you going to sue me now or not? This is a lot better.
Yes.
99. Okay, now I can do it. First, let me. So let's see. Should I get the compound bow or the dragon buster?
Well, there's no dragons yet, so I would suggest the bow.
Oh wow! I thought you were going to clearly go for the buster.
Well, it does
because you
sound
love dragons.
awesome, but yeah, there's no dragons.
Oh, the compound bow's 950. Fucking A. Okay.
That's
Get the
low.
dragon buster.
Hopefully it has decent stats.
Sold out. Yeah, let's give it a whirl here. So agility's down 1 but attacks up 12. Yep. Still gonna hold on to the sword, though. I mean the spear. The sword. Oh, I can still attack at an angle, too. Oh, this is more powerful. Yeah. That was my ultimate worry. I can attack up with it. I can diagonally attack. So funny that I can't collect more than one weapon there.
You're like 2 times the size of those little thingies. Don't let them get.
Here's the procedure. Get your ass to Mars. Do it now. Are you going to get your ass to Mars now or not?
Take this thing out of the case and stick it up your nose.
Take this thing out of the case and stick it up your nose. Just shove real hard. When you hear the crunch, you're dead. Okay, that's cool. You're, the level that you're at, the number increases when you're kind of steadily as you're about to level up. That's pretty cool. Do it now. Come on, do it now! Sorry, we're big Arnold fans. I love Arnold prank calls a lot too. Are you gonna get your ass to balls now or not? What are you afraid of, aliens? I'll be here any minute! Oh, Commando?
Yeah.
That is an awesome movie.
Some of those funny lines. Fuck you. No, fuck you.
Oh, it's fuck you, asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah,
Cock! Oh, yeah. Level 5. You remember Sully when I said I was going to kill you last? That's right, Matrix, you did. I lied.
Nobody likes it.
Love that part. I'll be back, Bennett. John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. I'm gonna shoot you through the balls. No! That's from a prank call.
Yeah.
Done by the classic Miles Bennett Dyson. He's like the best prank caller for Arnold.
Which one does the time traveling?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is mine. You idiot! I'm gonna give you the seed of adventure. What? I'm gonna give you the seed of adventure. Gim, I think you're like a little too, short of an axe there. Two sharpenings of short of an axe. Yeah. Alright, I'm about a third of the way there now. Do it now! Come on! Come on! Kill me! I'm here! Kill me! Someone just tried to clone me! Pew! Pew, pew, pew.
That's funny too.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, someone just tried to cremate me!
Yeah.
Yeah!
I love how he's talking to the one lady and hears the fire noise and then she's trying to talk to him.
Are they proceeding to cremate you now?
Yeah, what? Stupid! No, duh!
I also love the one, I am in room 618. There is no bathroom! I need to shit! That's a good one, too.
Sir, we don't have that. What?
Marijuana? I don't want to vote for marijuana. It killed my father and raped my mother.
Yeah, it destroyed the.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I mean, since I'll go back onto that real quick. I don't know. I mean, one part of me is, I don't really care, like I said, as long as it's regulated, but then I'm just kind of sitting there, like, when I was out in San Diego a year and a half ago for the Notre Dame naming game, at the Holiday Bowl, I'm sitting there like, do I really want this entire city to smell like weed? Like, you go out on the strip in Vegas and you can smell it and stuff like that. And then there are even guys who are walking around, it's just like cocaine, you know? Like when we were there for Halloween, dudes all walking by cocaine. I know that's not weed, but still, I mean, I'm just kind of sitting there like, if we give an inch, are they going to take another mile? I mean, the LGBT community already did that by basically demanding that we, you know, pretty much accept things beyond just gay marriage and everything. So what's there to think that druggies won't, you know, be like, oh, we got marijuana legalized, let's go for cocaine and stuff.
I mean, like, they shouldn't be able to fire you or discriminate against you out of the workplace if you alternatively feel like that. Besides that, in the marriage thing,
I love how PC you are with that alternative lifestyle.
well, I wanted to encompass all of it.
Nah, you're fine. It's okay. I'm giving you shit. Don't worry about it. You know, like I said, I honestly though, I mean, I don't think anybody would seriously try to lobby for heroin or anything like that. But then again, we've seen stranger things happen. Yeah, I know. Just how deadpan I said that.
That was funny. Alternative lifestyle.
You look dusty. You ain't that cute. Your hair's out of place. You look dusty. He has a moai face. Yeah, I was showing Beyond Scared Straight. Fucking pebbles. You know, half the people here, they crackheads. Not me, girl. Oh, I wasn't talking to you. Oh, I wasn't saying you. God. These are the people that deserve early release. No, I'm just kidding. These are different things, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure with the early release, they would probably, you know, just be going for people who basically just violated being in possession of marijuana. But then I kind of sit there and it's just like, yeah, but how many are going to slip through the cracks to where they've done like things conjointly with it? Are they going to take a look into that? Which you would assume they would. But then again, this is 2020, and God knows what they're going to be doing at those points there.
Free hat!
Oh, free hat!
Yeah, free hat!
I got hit there. Oh, it's all good. I just have to regenerate the Holy Spirit again. One more and we'll do it. There we go. That's pretty cool that the spirits at level 3 will all heal you. I like that. I fucking like that! Yeah, I wonder who the Earth one's gonna be.
I would assume it can go across the
That would be interesting. I think Undine will help you, I think Undine will definitely help you, breathe underwater more than likely. Well, you can already float over it with self, so yeah. You're okay. You never think, so don't worry about
That's
it.
me! Why are you so awful today?
41. Oh, gee, I don't know. I thought I'd been pretty friendly today.
Really? Are you sure?
Well, I'm more uppity and spirity, and I guess it's basically because, one, I'm awake, and two, I mean, I bet you in some of those videos where I've sounded a little down or something, people are probably thinking, like, oh, he's stoned or something. It's like, no. Or, you know, or he's drunk. It's like, no, I don't get drunk or do drugs. So I just have, sometimes I just kind of have, you know, lack of sleep and shit like that. Pikachu knows all about that.
Yeah. If you were drunk, I'm not sure you'd be able to tell. You just talk a lot anyway.
Well, I mean, my mood right now is percolated, so people are like, oh, he on coke! He on coke!
I'm always on coke.
Government took my baby! Alright, there we go.
For some reason, that reminds me of they took our jobs.
Took our job, Alright, I can get the compound bow now. So let's go ahead and get that son bitch. Sweet. And then we're going to sell the old bow. Let's sell that. So now we've got the strongest weapons we can get up to this point. Compound bow just sells for $50. $350! I haven't seen any armor in this. I'm wondering if there isn't, and you just basically level up, and then your defense just kind of gradually improves. Hey, now we can go through this area. Okay, cool. Yeah, Knights of the Round, yeah. The Round Table game. I like that. No, you're cool. You're fine. Ooh, Ricochet. Time again. Oh, that bow is fucking sick as hell.
I still don't know why there was a samurai in that game.
Oh, that dude. I'm so terrible at doing this. People are probably gonna be shouting like, "What are you doing?" It's been a while since okay. It's been a while since I've done something of this nature, so... Lay off! Right?
Showed me one, and I'm like, wow, that's so funny!
Oh, I know who you mean.
Yes! Our, special ex.
There we go, I just about got it. The ex-presidents.
Why do we call him the ex-presidents?
There we go. What's this? Item gets. Acquired HP up. Oh, okay, cool. So there you go.
Hey, like Pokemon!
Like, Pokemon and a few Castlevania games. Pimpin'. I had a feeling that might have been it, I just didn't want to say anything.
The question is
Because I was busy being bad at my trajectories and angles.
it temporary or
So it's permanent. Yeah, this game isn't going to be like Dead Cells where, you know, they're just so ruthless with you. Ooh, a rooster. That's a cockatrice, yeah. Float across the spikes. That's cool.
Yeah, let's not pull a Sonic and get moved by the spikes.
There's like a left and a right path. I wonder if maybe I should have taken a left.
It's always so annoying when I could still see some because I would be playing the Sonic game and I'd be doing decently, and then
Save point. Cool.
how did I die? Oh, I didn't even see those spikes. They suck.
This place seems so familiar, Slane. Just figure it out on your own, Deed. Just figure it out on your own. I wonder what those die mean. Nice, level 6. Something else I've been trying to figure out. It's like, I think that's like their element's like fire or something like that, because I know those gargoyles are spitting out fire. Well, let's go left here and just kind of see where we're at. Those things, harpies, okay. Alright, I gotta rebuild my wind there real quick. Oh, it guards. Oh, cool. So, that's cool. Different elements will actually not do damage to enemies, but you can, like, walk right through them. That's pretty cool. Well, I was talking about this, lizard on the ground here. I couldn't use fire against them, but I could like walk right through them when I had it armed. That's pretty cool. I like that. So there's a lot of these arrow trajectory puzzles. I like them. There we go. That was easy. That one I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll get that figured out. It's all trial and error, baby. Oh damn. Oh damn. Oh, I took a big knock there. That's alright, I can protect myself against that motherfucker right there and get these rebuilt. Because I'm a wind whore. Yeah. Sweet. So what you do is to restore the levels of the other elements, you have to select a different element and then you'll collect jewels for the opposite one. So that's pretty cool. And then the enemies actually can take damage from things they're weak against, and then they protect against things they're strong against. Well, I guess I should probably go back up there and check that left area, now that I seem to be getting deeper and deeper. Aw, damn it, I did it again. Oops, I did it again, baby. Leave her alone! Cool, I'll just kind of storm through here. Haha, you can't hurt me.
We have the sword. Where the fuck is the dragon?
Boy, I'm really glad I got that dragon buster now. Oh, there'll be a dragon later on. There has to be. I mean, it's record of Lodoss War for Christ's sake.
I know, seriously, but where is that? The dragons are coming.
Because, yeah, the dragons are coming and they're going to be massive and huge.
Yeah.
Let's see what time is it? It's a little after 3. Okay. Yeah, get that butt in from work in about an hour and a half, or an hour and 15 roughly, and do some groceries. Right. Damn, I took a hit there. That's all good. Shit happens. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Oh, it was just a jeweled bow. Probably not, yeah, not as strong as the compound bow. Yes, indeed. Hopefully Gimli, Gim travels with us. Well, that's where they got his name from, clearly, you know. Gimli! Me! Aragorn! Oh, cool, so the cockatrices do turn into stone. Awesome, I just had that happen, but I didn't do any damage. So much, just being able to get attacked with flame and have it pass right through me. So that's clever. I really like that. That's probably my favorite part, or my favorite mechanic of this game. In a sense, yeah. That's kind of my favorite mechanic so far. So my defense is at 1.8% right now. So that's better than being at the 0 I was. Okay, save there. Drop here. God, that water is so cheesy. Oh, God. Ooh, there's a water dragon. Is this my first boss? Abram? Wanderer of the Labyrinth. You shall realize your own foolishness. Foolishness? What is... Okay, well, I'm glad I got the dragon buster now. Yeah, it's our first boss. Right. Oh, cool, when you attack it. Okay, cool. It actually gives you gems. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. Nice. Alright, I flew out of the way on that one. Alright, cool, leveled up and I beat him. Very cool. And I picked up on the pattern right away, which is cool. Item get. Soul Crystal Ball, what it's used for is unknown. That's a Carla weapon. Now, let me just regenerate my health here. Right.
Will give us answers, so we're not allowed to.
Okay, I got... Ooh, that is so clever. Just that flame there. Oh, Deedlit changes between... Or these flame gates here. Deedlit changes between a Okay, cool. I mastered that. Alright, cool. First try, too. There's these two flame chains that were moving across. One was up and one was down, and I had to release my flame spirit momentarily, or wind spirit momentarily, and then float under it, and then move across. That's pretty cool. I did it. Oh, crap. There's a door there that's spitting out gas. It's giving me gas. I did it first try, too. Alright, so that's how you restore energy. Well, we already do that, but that's pretty cool that you could do that. Ah, here's a snake thing. I wonder if that's how you slide under. Alright, let's aim. It's another aiming puzzle. This one's going to be a little tricky. I don't know what the hell I was doing there, but okay. I have to aim at the wall.
At least the wall won't be how wrong.
Is the wall talking to you right now?
Yes.
Pikachu?
Sure. It loves to compliment me on
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I just had to float and shoot through there. Sliding, yep, I knew it was the slide. So now I can slide.
Whee!
So when I get back to that, if I find a teleporter around here, I'll get back and do that.
Slide across the ice.
This is Agent John Scott with Ice. Who are you looking for? Carlos Sanchez. Ah, and there's a warp spot. Cool.
Ooh. I wonder if that little orby thing lets you warp.
Little orby thing lets you warp. Why are you doing this? Just gonna generate that wind spirit here. Because that gas door surprised me. I love how when you change to a fire spirit, your cape basically changes their name. That's pretty cool. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's warp back.
So what is that fairy transformation thing do?
What are you talking about?
Wasn't there a key thing for fairy changes?
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. It's basically for the spirits. Let's see. So I'm just gonna keep going over right. Oh, that way anyway. There we go. Let's go through there. Had to go through some barriers there. And there's a save spot. That's cool. Repeatedly hit the gear with arrows to turn it. Ah, cool. It's one of these. Oh, right. Okay. Nice. There we go. Ooh, money. Fire, I knew it. Wind did work against it, some might be as fire time. Very cool. Oops. My bad. Jump properly there.
Really tricky.
Really tricky.
Yep. As long as she's not tripping balls, I think we're okay.
I'm totally tripping balls. There we go.
Actually, I guess with the argument that technically is because she seems like
Oh, God. Oh, God.
yeah.
Skeleton warrior. Oh, and they rejuvenate rejuvenates you from the ground. Being without those types of rejuvenating people. Boy, I'm so glad I got the Dragon Buster now. Thank you, regenerating items, and I leveled up to 9. Yeehaw! Drug-induced things, yeah. Do I? Oh, absolutely. There we go. Cool.
And a vanishing
Too bad you can't go through those trapdoors after they try to cast. Alright. The S&M Queen. No. That's in Miyuki-chan. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, right. Only in our wildest anime fantasies, but no, you know, fuck it. I don't like that shit. Ah.
Yeah,
it's Pern!
Hi, what you doing?
Pern's running, and then Piratus appears. Oh, hell yeah! A dark elf! You're Piratus, right? Don't you call me by that name. Wait, I don't want to fight you. Even if you have no reason to fight me, I have reason to fight you. Uh-oh, boss time. Oh, that's an awesome attack. And I should have switched over to my, hacking and slashing there. Yeah, there we go. I'm glad I did that. Crap, I find that. Over there. Oh, I got that minded there. Oh, nice, got her. Kick ass. She's all exploding all dramatically. Yeah! So strong, but I've gotten what I needed. Uh-oh. Ah, that orb. We shall meet again. She took that orb.
Stole it! How
Crap.
rude!
And now it fades to black.
You steal it? It is mine.
Deedlit was suddenly surrounded by darkness. She knew that this world was not yet complete. Okay. To be continued. Okay. So it is just the alpha. Alright, so the cool thing is that we bought the game early at a cheap price. So, alright. So far, I like it. It's got an Ikaruga style to it, where basically you want to switch your colors, but in this case your elements, when you go through things, so that's really clever. I kind of figured this was still an alpha stage, because the water is just so cookie cutter hilarious with that. So, you know, we did go to the right area, obviously. There's a little more to explore down there that we should have been able to do, so, you know, we can take a look at that at another time. But I kind of figured this was incomplete.
Does the water look like little wavy lines like Pokemon Yellow?
It just doesn't look detailed at all, and then like when you float over it, these just like little white specks, kind of like 8-bit specks, just like pick up, so, yeah. I mean, it's entertaining. I'll give it that. I do love Metroidvania games. I do love the arrow mechanics in it with the puzzles. That's really cool. It's generic, but honestly, these games have been done before over and over. Bloodstained did some amazingly ingenious things with it. This has got a lot to work with, you know, obviously. I'm looking forward to continuing it. So, there you go. That's the demo of it. For $13, you can play the demo with that there. And honestly, it was fun.
For the full game. When is it coming out?
Yeah, I wonder when the full game is coming out there. Well, we'll see eventually. So that's it for there. So we had a really nice little fun playthrough. guess next time we've got some more free time, we'll definitely get Pikachu to climb the. You wanted to do the Sub-Zero ladder?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sub-Zero.
my boy.
Sub-Zero is fun.
Bihan, yeah, my boy. So we'll have him climb that there, and we're going to be doing a Bond review eventually. So that's the next thing we're going to be looking forward to, because I got some really cool Bond magazines. But we'll talk about those. But yeah, that's the start of Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth, and hopefully it just continues to get better, and hopefully I can retain my level from where I saved there and everything of that nature.
Tell you where the hell you are and why you're in here and stop running away.
Well, of course they're going to do that. I mean, Pikachu, it's a freaking game. They're going to have to eventually reveal everything.
Stop showing us the main characters and having them run away. How boring.
It's to build up the tension, Pikachu.
You know what I mean.
I don't. I don't actually.
Ow.
I really don't, because you played games before and you know the build-up. I mean, heck, I RP with build-ups in my games. Idiot! Anyway, that was great. So, hey, we're going to call it a day for now here, and this is Gray Fox 37.
Pikachu23.
And we'll continue with this later.